Welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we'll be looking at social studies. So, our main concern is how to answer questions. How to answer questions. And it will focus on social studies and RME. So, most of the times, we find this subject very easy, but at the end of the day, you see that most of the students will not perform well in this subject. So we should take these tips very seriously. So we are going to look at some of the command of questions and the way we must approach it. So let's start with terms. And terms in this subject, it comes with command like define, explain, describe. So when we have been given these command, they have their meaning. Let's take the first one. Define. Normally, to define something comes with 2 marks, and they want just the definition. Definition. You can bring types if there are types and examples. Examples. So let's take example for this. Let's say we have a question. Defined constitution, and you see that they will write the marks attached, 2 marks. So it's not just by mistake that they have written 2 marks, but they want you to know the actual demand of each question. That's why they have given the marks. So in answering this, we need definition for constitution, types, and maybe examples. You get all the marks. So you start constitution, and please don't put dot here. This dot is not needed. Just a constitution is a set of rules and regulations for governing a country. The types of constitution are written and unwritten. So we now give example of written to be Ghana's constitution, unwritten to be maybe UK's constitution. Then you are done. So if the term is not having any types, but you can create an instance, is accepted. If not, leave it like that. Then let's go to 2. A command like what is, or explain or describe, which is a term, actually goes with 3 to 4 marks. And the marks there should tell you. The steps goes with this. Step A, you write the definition. Then B, explain the definition with your own words, if possible. So you should do that. Then you can write the types and you can write examples. If you are to use the same thing, we have what is constitution. I will just say this, I will not write it. We just write constitution is a set of rules for governing a country, as you have written for the definition. Then you go on and say that this means that is where you bring the meaning. This means that there are laws that we use to govern a country. Then you elaborate it that they are the supreme law of the land. It is the highest law. And there are two types, written. So if you say written, write the meaning. Written constitution is the type of constitution which has been codified into a single document. Then give example. You go to unwritten, write the meaning of the unwritten, then you give example to it, then you get your 4 marks. If they ask you to describe or explain the same thing, but description at times they are processes. So you have to pass through the process to describe it. To describe something is a form of description. So maybe so that one you have to take note of that. So that this is what I can say about the terms. We have definition, which normally comes with 2 marks. Then we have the explanation, which comes with 4 marks or so. Good. Now, let's look at other set of questions that may also come to the exams. So another one we need to know is state the command or mention. So this normally comes with 4 to 8 marks. And the meaning of this command is that you must write answers in sentences. You must try and avoid writing sentence with word by. Maybe we are asked to write ways by which Ghana becomes, or by which one can become a citizen of a country, state. Then you just write by adoption, by birth. In this instance, you'll be getting half or 1, which will affect your total marks. So in this instance, you need to number 1. You start, a person can be a citizen of a country through birth. This you get all the marks. You can also put another way. Adoption is a way to become a citizen of a country. So you can see that these are all in sentences and you get a 2 marks. So if you go and write by, just write the answers, you lose most of the marks. It's the same as mention. So every time you see the command mention, whether it's 4 marks or 8 marks, it must be in sentences. But note that although you are looking for sentences, you can still provide examples. As for examples, they are needed everywhere. Another command that we will look at is outline. You must be careful with this command. Outline, at times, one of them, see that the marks will be from 4 to 8. And this one is the same as state. It is not list. I beg you, state or mention. So the instructions above also applies to this outline. Another outline goes with 12 to 20 marks, and mostly they will need 4 points. If 5 points will be 15, and this is essay question will come there. Essay. So when they ask you to outline something, please check the marks attached to it. The marks will tell you the length of your answer. If the marks attached to it um, is what 4 to 8, then it is state question. If the marks there are more than is 12 to whatever, then you have to write essay question. So when you do that, you'll be able to score a lot. This is also obvious. They ask you to list this. You just write the answers. You just do a mere answering. You just put your answers there without writing anything in the form of explanation. If it is sentences, no problem. If it is, yeah, just like that, you still get your marks. So we are looking at essay questions. And the essay questions, so essay questions. In the essay questions, you see that the command will come either outline, explain, describe. Like at times they will say in what ways. At times they will say suggest. They are all essay. And check the marks. They are from, if you look at the points, that if you share the marks, they are from 3 to 5. If you share the marks for each of the points, they are 3 to 5. And let's look at the steps in writing this. So you have two choices, either to write it in full essay is accepted, or you number them is also accepted. But if you can start writing everything in essay, it will be the best. As you are progressing in your education, they will not allow essays that we have numbered in social studies, RME, and reading subjects. So you have to start putting your explanation in essay form. So what must we do? So when we get our answer, we have to write first, put our point, in a full sentence, which is the topic sentence. So we must put it in a full sentence. You don't have to just write, this is what some of us do. Let's say importance of, let's say factors affecting productivity. You just write education down. Then you underline it. At times you put dot here. It's not, they don't need it at all. It's not needed. So whether you write it in essay or not, put it in a full sentence. If you would not write it in essay, you just write 1. Education is a factor affecting productivity. Good. Then that is your point. If you write it in essay, you just say firstly or first of all, then you continue this way. Our next step is to support our point by writing at least 4 to 5 sentences to support them. How do we support? We are actually looking at the house, let me call it house of a point, the nature of your answer. You can see the extent of your point. So you are not, let's say, education is a factor affecting productivity. You are not going to write the meaning of education in your explanation. No, that's not what we mean. They mean the processes that you go through for education to affect productivity, both either negatively or positively. The process. So you drive. So you start, people when people who have been educated, can affect productivity one way or the other. So go through how are they going to affect productivity? You go through that to arrive at that. So after you write the nature, the extent, the processes that your point will pass through to answer the question, you now link it to the demand of the question affecting. So you write results. As a result, this will happen, that will happen. Consequently, this will happen. Then you end your essay, your explanation. So when we are explaining something, we are not told to write the meaning of our point. No, but we are to drive it, push the point to pass through processes, sentence by sentence, linking them to cause what they want in the question. Then we should also make sure we bring what is called results and effect or consequences. Our next video will take our time and write full essay how to answer RME and social. Thank you. I hope this one will help you a bit. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you will get more videos notification without you coming there. Thank you. Subscribe and share to for people to also get the benefit from it. Thanks.